Good morning, you guys. Welcome to episode 3 of the Loft series. This is probably my favorite episode because we're finally over the stress and the turmoil of moving and starting with furnishing. This is the apartment in the living room right now. We have made so much progress since we first moved in. This looks so much better. It is a little empty, so we only have a one-seater sofa right here. However, today we're actually going to start furnishing and making the place look nice. We have an old rug that is here, been rolled up and in the bedroom. And then I also wanted to add curtains because as nice as these windows are, I really want to open up the space. I think adding curtains will really open up the window space and make it look a little bit more airy and spacious. So I'm very excited, and I'm so excited about the sunlight now because there's actually sunlight coming in from the skylight, which was not happening during the winter. So I'm excited. And then James is patiently standing so I can explain the situation.
Huh?
Wow.
Sorry, I was just
you
activated me. You know how NPCs are just like this.
Oh yeah, until they get activated.
Hello. How can I help you?
Something that I've learned about apartment furnishing is that big furniture makes the biggest difference. And so I've been really excited to unroll this rug. It's taken us literally 3 months to make sure the place is clean, tidy, or tidier. I know the floor color is very different compared to our old apartment, and so I was a little bit nervous about how this would look, but I really wanted to make the space more homey because it currently looks very dead and lifeless. And I think it's because we don't have something cozy to neutralize the floors. Got a masonry drill bit because we realized that standard drill bits don't really work for concrete / brick. So it's been a little bit harder to mount things on the wall. But yeah, let's get started. The thicker one.
It's too small.
Aftermath. I read somewhere that brick is not good to inhale, so this might not be very healthy for us, but we're now like wiping down the walls because there's so much brick residue. One of the things about this apartment is that these windows feel like they are floating, and I think it's because there's so much wall space, and so because the curtains don't have anything framing it, it feels a little bit just like they're in the middle of everything. I've been very eager to hang up these curtains. I got these from IKEA, and I got very inspired by sheer curtains on Pinterest, so I have a ton of different sheer curtains pinned. But in the process, I've also learned a lot about curtains, and especially about the placement of curtains and how they can make your space look big or small or wide and open. And my biggest goal is just to open up the space and make it feel like these windows are a little bit more wide and also more welcoming and open.
Yeah, it looks a lot better.
Yeah.
More homey. This area is starting to look a lot better now.
Ta-da! Curtains are installed. I love it, but I do wish I went with less sheer curtains and maybe a little bit longer curtains because I really like the look of it draping down. I think what makes it look a little bit tacky right now is how sheer it is, but I do think that makes the apartment a little more homey. What do you think?
I think we should call him Ed.
Ed? Both of them?
Sheeran.
Oh, that's funny. But yeah, it's more beautiful. I love it. Welcome to my biannual, at this point quarterly, Bombas appreciation post. If you guys are new here, Bombas is and has always been my favorite sock brand. I know it is kind of ridiculous for one girl to be so passionate about socks, but if you guys are into socks that are comfy, high quality, can take a good beating from your ferocious cat named Moose, versatile, or all of the above, I introduce you guys to Bombas. Best of all, they also donate one clothing item for every purchase made. They've already donated over 100 million clothing items, and if you're hesitant to try them, they do have an 100% happiness guarantee, so you can return and exchange it every single time there is an incident. And for all my Bombas newbies out there, if you want to try this with a pretty good discount, here is code SarahPan20 for 20% off, and I promise you will not regret it. And if you do, just DM me, let me know, and I'll send an apology to you. All right, back to the video.
I always love how it says cage. But yeah, that's how you read it. The cage.
Cage.
Don't mind if I do.
Fadu. How does it feel?
Just imagine myself in the boat. Feels good. It's old man chair.
The other day we also dropped by IKEA, and IKEA is one of my favorite places in the world. It feels like an adult playground, and I feel so overstimulated in the best way possible. So this was just a very fun date for me. We went there with a rental car, so we had a little bit of space to bring stuff back, but we didn't want to overflow ourselves because we do have to carry everything up our 3 flights of stairs. Since we didn't have an exact agenda, we kind of just walked around the space and picked up random things like some lamps, some bathroom stuff, some plants. There's a few plants that I've been wanting, and IKEA is one of the best places in my opinion to get plants. They're pretty affordable, and they also have a pretty wide selection of plants. Although I think because when we went it was during the winter, there weren't as many plants as usual, but I still got to pick out my favorites. On our trip to IKEA, we also picked up a paper lamp replacement for the tiny paper lamp that we have in our kitchen, and my Pinterest board is filled with paper lamps and different types of lamps, so I was so excited when I saw that IKEA had the bigger version. For reference, this is inspired by Noguchi lamps, and if you have the budget to shell out, I feel like Noguchi lamps are good investments for your place. However, because we are in a rental home and I wanted to kind of envision the space with the paper lamp first, we picked up the IKEA dupe, and I was so eager to put this up the whole way home. But yeah, I think this is the highlight for me of this furnishing experience, being able to swap out this tiny paper shade with the bigger version. And I think it makes a world of a difference, but let me know what you guys think. Ooh. It looks good. Yeah. Before and after.
Yay!
Yeah. This looks so good.
I know how to find.
Oh my god. Oh, ta-da! It looks great. I'm so happy with this. Also, the very last thing that we added and that I'm going to show you guys in this video is our new sofa. Unfortunately, we had to carry 3 giant 100-pound boxes up our stairs, and it took us 2 hours to assemble this, but because it was after a long work day, I didn't have the mental capacity to actually vlog it. Anyways, here's a final update of how the apartment looks as of right now. There's still so much to do, and I'm really excited to see how the space comes along. Stay tuned for more updates, and thank you guys for joining in today's video. I hope you guys have an amazing week as always, and hopefully I will see you next week.